What is up? What is going on? Dave at SVA Card Collectors. Here is my interview with Chris Moose and Joe White. They are both part of Baseball Card Collectors and Trade Keeping It the Realist. That's a Facebook group with over 15,000 members. They also do PSA grading, which I would highly suggest you go and check them out. I believe it was $9.50 for a 45-day turnaround. Cleans the cards, spit shines it, the whole 9 yards. It's a great deal, and these guys seem to be really nice guys. Really enjoyed this interview. If you guys like this, if you don't, I really don't care. But if you do, head over to Flick Chat, Flick Chat. It's an app. Check out SVA Card Collectors. That's where I'm at. You guys can ask me any questions, talk about stuff, and it's not just baseball cards. It's going to be basketball and football, but I would say the large majority is baseball cards. So head over there. I also have a Facebook group, and I'm also on Instagram, all other places. SVA Card Collectors. And now, the interview. What's going on? I am here with Chris Moose and Joe White, and they are with the Facebook group, Baseball Card Collectors and Trade Keeping It the Realist. When I first started collecting, I joined their group right away. I don't remember how many members there were back in September, October, but there's around 15,000 members now. I will start off with you guys. I don't know who wants to start off, but how long have you guys been collecting? Just, you want to start off with Chris?
Yeah, Moose, go ahead, and then I'll piggyback off that.
Okay. I did it a lot as a kid with my grandmother. She was a huge Braves fan, and we would always go to this outdoor flea market in town, and we would buy, some of the 90s Braves cards and so forth. And I got a little older and got a little away from it, but I started back heavy in 2010, and I haven't looked back since.
2010. All right, cool. And what about you, Joe?
As a kid, I collected a lot. Used to walk down to the local card shop in Beaumont, California, and just, if I collected a couple bucks, I'd walk down there, buy a pack or two. I remember in 1994, the big product was Flair, and they were like $6 a pack, and high end for a 14-year-old. But I kept them all in binders, and when I moved here to Tennessee in 2001, I left my binders in a buddy's grandparents' garage. And in 2012, I think, those actually got mailed back to me, which was really cool. But my wife and I had our son in 2017, and I went to a card show for the first time in, probably 12 years or so. And I actually met Chris Moose, and he told me about this group, and I've been broke ever since.
That's what tends to happen. I remember that Flair set. I remember getting the Manny Ramirez Wave of the Future.
Yes, sir.
I was pumped. I said, I got this card. And this was when I was like, I'm going to resell and make so much money. And I just love those cards. And that's basically the tail end of when I stopped collecting. So it's funny that you say Flair. Now, Chris.
Yes, sir.
This Facebook group, how did it come about? How did you get started with this? Because it is a pretty, as far as baseball card groups are, I don't think there's too many that are bigger.
Yeah, it started off as a joke. Me and some of the original admins, Shane Swan, Chase Daniel, and another guy, we were in the Keep It Real group, which is ran by Chuck Sotero. A lot of people know him. He's known for a lot of things. So
Yeah,
Basically,
truthfully, I
nutshell,
don't know the things, so that's good. So go on.
well, basically in a nutshell, I forget exactly what happened with Shane, but he was basically being berated by Chuck in a live video and so forth, and I took up for him. And in the process, we both got removed. We both got PMs about the whole thing. Uh, More so berating him than he did myself. He was actually, for some reason, semi nice when it comes down to it. But
But you guys said, screw it, we're going to do our own thing.
yes, but they did it more as a joke. Chase Daniels the one that actually had the idea to do it, and then Shane Swan did it. But we all joined the exact same day within the same hour. And then it kind of like just took off, and it started off as just a bunch of guys who had been removed from his page and everything. But we started off with some really strong, solid guys, and had our ups and downs at first, but in the end, it has become so much more than we ever expected it to.
Yeah. I mean, there is a ton of activity there. There's a ton of things that are going on. How did you guys? How did you guys start building it up? Like, how did it happen? Was it just organic? More and more people from Facebook started coming in, and because of your engagement, because you had a bunch of guys that were engaging with everyone, and that just word of mouth, or did you guys do anything?
Well,
I think it was definitely organic. That's a really good word for it.
yes.
And word of mouth was big. We invited our personal friends and acquaintances from other groups. People really seem to like how our group is ran and how it's administrated. The mods and the admins, we work as a team, and a lot of people really like that. How we do the screening process and cross reference with the scammers page.
Yeah. No. Well, tell me about the scammers page. Now, to me, it's just a group of people that has how does it how do you how do you get on there? Yeah, I know you don't want to be on the scammers page, but how do you get on there? Things verify.
Don't get on
How
there.
does it work?
um, Scam page, it is not just scams, it is also a negative feedback thing. So
Mm-hmm.
like if someone has a bad experience, no matter what type it is, you can post it on there. And how you actually get on a list is normally it's by screwing somebody over. We don't deal with that a whole lot. We don't get a lot of guys in here that do this type thing, even as large as we are. We take a lot of extra time screening people, at least two different ways, and that is by looking at the actual Facebook group for recent posts about people, and then for looking at the website that they have recently created that allows you to search a lot easier.
I understand. All right. So, what do you guys do to? It's gonna sound weird. There's a lot of engagement. When you guys first started off, what was your emphasis? What did you guys do that you think really helped you guys really start growing?
Just being interactive with people, being real and straight up, making it more friend based and family oriented,
Yes.
and rather than just no, you're not allowed to post this. Keep it strictly card related.
Mm-hmm.
We love that people post about their families and their friends and their successes and their downfalls. We're supportive, and on the other hand, we love success stories. I just made a post maybe 15 minutes ago saying exactly the same thing. I was like, let us know your successes and your failures. We're here for you, and we love to support you guys.
Now, do you guys ever discuss things, you and your other admins, on things that you guys have to work on, things that you want to accomplish, or is it just basically just all right, make sure you're paying attention during this time because I'm going to be
Most
taking a
definitely,
shower.
most definitely, these
Absolutely.
things talked about.
We've
Uh,
got a
yeah.
admin chat and private messenger that will keep you busy 24 hours a day.
Oh,
Uh,
So that's where all the
Moose
good stuff.
groan?
So that's really the group you want to get in.
Yeah, it's hundreds of messages per day on every single thing you could ever imagine that would happen in the group.
and a lot of stuff with the members. It's just approving something or something silly and petty or whatever. But then also we have back and forth conversations, just like what we're having right now.
Mm-hmm.
Just of all types. It really doesn't matter what it is, whether we're just joking with each other or talking about our families or talking about what we just, our next purchase or our purchase that we just made or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
we try and interact like best friends, like family. And that's one of the things that I think makes this really special.
Yeah, no, I when you have a group of people that are into cards and you guys are all working together, it makes it much easier to
Absolutely.
to grow, to do whatever your goal is for
Definitely.
whatever. Just like in life in general, it's just like if you have more people with you that just like enjoy it, then
Right.
actually really do enjoy it. Don't just make negative, sarcastic comments every 2 seconds.
And disagree with stuff sometimes, and we do have talks about it and everything. It's like it's not all a little bed of roses or whatever. We we have our moments sometimes, just like everybody does.
Of course. Now, do you specifically put out posts for engagement? Is it things that you try to do to get other people who may not be as involved in the group?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
As much as possible. There will be promotion posts of like, for example, I'm going to go back to about 20-30 minutes ago when I posted just saying, hey guys, let's hear about your successes, your struggles, your failures. If it's a success, we're here to congratulate you. If it's a struggle, let us know how we can help. It's not all about baseball cards. It's about the camaraderie.
For sure. No, definitely. That I definitely agree with. Now, I know one of the things that's good and negative about a baseball card Facebook group is the buying and selling of cards. Can you, when you started your group, is that one of the main features that you had? Was that really why? Besides as a joke, but as you guys started getting serious and started building momentum, were you guys selling cards all the time?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, the first sale on the page actually was from me to Shane Swan, and it was a Derek Jeter for $5. PWE. I'll never forget that. So, but yeah, we try to focus on buy, selling, and trading and so forth. That's and then it evolved into other stuff, but that's primarily what it is.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, that's what I see. I see people
Yes.
buying, selling, some information being shared with whatever the latest nonsense is with PWCC and PS, all that stuff.
Correct.
But do you guys? What's your biggest problem? The reason why I had you guys on because this is twofold. The fact that you were able to grow this Facebook group is insane to me. But the second thing is, I know other people have asked me, "Hey, I want to start my own group," and they're just looking for direction, ideas, things to, just how should they get started? Like, is it just making the group and that's it? Like, sometimes you can't build organically. Do you have any suggestions, ideas?
The biggest thing, in my opinion, is when I first came on, when Chris, let me back up. I first met Chris Moose at that card show in September, and I knew very little of any of this. You know, I was just getting back into it. There was Shane Swan, Chase Daniel, this guy named Blake, Jim Bjorky, sorry, and Moose, of course. I don't remember who else was there. But you have to have a good foundation. You have to have a good team, a team that works well together. We've gained and lost a few admins or moderators in the past couple years, but you absolutely have to have a good base that are all on the same page.
For sure. I'm. Hold on. I think, Chris, are you back?
Yes, I'm back.
We're back. Cool. We lost you. I thought we lost you.
Yeah, he just texted me. I think I got disconnected.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna talk as we're recording. It doesn't matter. If Chris, if I lose you, let me call you back because then I have to close everything. That's why I couldn't accept you. Uh-oh. Did we lose him again?
No, you didn't. I'm here.
Oh, no, okay, good. Okay. All right, so one of the things that I also wanted to ask was, did you guys ever want to monetize this Facebook group?
To a point, yes. I mean, I want to keep it kind of like it is, but you know, there's more out there than just having a buy sell trade page. There's extra things that you can do that can benefit you and can benefit other people and all. Like, we're working on some ideas currently that will actually benefit everybody. I can't exactly disclose that all yet right now, but we definitely are in a multitude of ways.
Okay, the one thing that I have seen and noticed, it seems like groups get big and to a point, then all of a sudden they go, well, I got enough people, I'm gonna take a stab at breaking some cases. That's what it seems to me where people try to go to. I don't know of other ways to try to monetize a Facebook group.
There's a lot of them.
Do you have just a general, I'm not talking about yours specifically, but just in general, what are some ways that people can try to monetize their Facebook group?
And tell them about ND Moose.
You talking about the whole breaker thing?
Yeah.
Like they have, they'll have specific breakers. They've changed them over the last couple of years here and there, but that breaker goes in and will be exclusive to that page, and everybody benefits from that type thing. Another way is through subs for like card grading subs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which you guys definitely do.
Yes, sir. And also, back to the whole breaker thing, the actual page itself breaking instead of having someone from the outside in. So that there and there's other ways as well. There's a multitude of them, and we barely touched it. So
yeah, we haven't perfected that yet.
No, but it's
perfecting. Are you talking about perfecting the monetizing aspect or
the
case breaking?
The specific group breaker from the admin team.
Yes,
we haven't perfected that yet.
Yeah, I mean, one way I would think is that you would get some type of fee from the breaker to allow them to use your group. And that's where I would think of anything if you try to monetize is gaining access to all these people that you have that that trust you, and so you have to weigh that out.
Yes, that's true. There's like the whole PSA subs thing. That's been really huge for us. That has brought people to us. that has connected me with more people now personally than I can ever imagine. It's I'm talking. I got repeat people, and then I get new people quite literally all the time. And there's a little money to be made at it. It's a lot of fun, and to see cards that a lot of the time you will never ever touch. Like all these vintage cards and stuff from the 1920s and the T206s and everything. It's been incredible, and it's a huge benefit.
Well, talk to me a little bit about that. I definitely see your posts. I see you accepting a whole bunch of PSA now. Do you do also Beckett and
No,
SGC, or do you just do PSA?
I just do PSA, and part of it is because of a personal preference, and the rest of it is just because I just don't want to handle another, a whole other company and so forth. Um, the PSA thing it got real big real quick, and
Oh, for sure.
I send out anywhere from like 700 cards to over 1,000 a month now.
That is a lot. And that one of the things that in my small little fiefdom, they always say, "Oh, I wish you did, PSA." And I'm like, if I mess up that card, or if I mix it up, or if I do something, it would break my heart. I would go. I don't know what to, I don't even I wouldn't even know what to say to these people. That's the.
It's all about being super careful. And my wife has been huge when it comes to this. She spends more time on it than I do. And what she does is she keeps the whole thing in order. We have a process that we follow that keeps anyone's cards from being mixed up. It's all kept on a computer. There's folders for each month, folders for each person in that month, with pictures of everything that you sent, with a list of everything that you sent. So if someone comes to me and says, "Hey, Chris, what about this and this card for this month?" I can just tell her, I can go to that month, look up his name, and boom, there's his stuff.
That's great. No, that's money. I like to hear stuff like that, because I would take pictures and then I wouldn't categorize it properly. So I would just have 1,000 pictures and I'll flip it through and say, "Is this your card? Is this?" That really does sound like a good.
It's more
the real MVP of this group is Jessica Moose.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. And on top of it, I will clean the cards for free. I don't charge to do it. If you are sending to PSA, I will not charge you to clean your cards. And cleaning can entail anywhere from a simple wipe down of dust or fingerprints all the way to a good buffing with some wax or scratch remover.
Yes, yeah, I watched some videos, and then I actually did a video on doing that. Just me, just like, all right, let me see if I can figure this crap out. And it takes a long time.
Yeah, it does.
It takes I literally have, I think it's 30 minutes. I think I do like 3 cards, and it's just me just scrubbing it, and that's why I showed it, because it was so long, and that's why I think it's great that somebody like you just go, "I'll do it. Just give me the cards. Give me some money. I'll do it. Don't worry about it." And that's why I go, "Yeah, you can clean your card. If you have one card, yeah, try to clean it. But if you have a bunch, what are you wasting your time for? Give it to this guy. He knows what he's doing. He's doing hundreds of cards. So that sounds great."
And you know what? That's going to get him repeat customers.
It does. That's a big part of it, is as people, they don't want to pay extra for that. I don't even charge them extra for the card savers that are required. I just do an even trade with top loaders, so they don't have to worry about it.
Oh, that's a good deal. Now, is it typically, was it $9-10 plus shipping back and forth?
It's $9.50 per card plus the return shipping. You pay either upfront or after I receive them, you pay the $9.50, but you don't pay the return shipping until I receive the cards from you. And I don't even, I won't talk to you until they're back.
Yeah.
That's That's really nice. And you. What's the typical turnaround? Because I know they've been.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll put it like this. I started this in December. December, January's, and February's. December's was like, I don't know, 8 or 10 days over. It's supposed to be a 45 business day time period from the day after a PSA receives them. So December was just barely over. January was I think 10 or 15 days over, but then February's was actually a little early. Right now, because of the national and a few other things of PSA, moving and revamping their whole system and adding on new people and even extra workers. They have 2 shifts now instead of 1, so they're trying to do everything better and different. So that kind of put some other things, kind of pushed them back a little bit.
Yeah.
So like I called them the other day, and when I tried to call to customer service, I got a message saying that customer service was in a meeting right now and to call back later. So they're trying to work on stuff.
Yeah, I think they are trying to. Their public relations isn't the best, as we can see in other things that they're trying to handle right now. But it seems, I actually have someone that I literally can just drive over and just hand it to them. So that's why I only use them. I would definitely 100% use you guys, but I just literally have to drive and I can pick up, so I save on the shipping.
I don't blame you. I'd do it too.
I'm sorry?
I don't blame you. I would do it too. Save the postage.
Save that money so I can buy another car so I can get it graded. But
exactly.
I got February's early, and I waited for April. I waited for January. I got February and March before I got January's. It's just there's no rhyme or reason sometimes with PSA. But so you guys just do the 950. That's it. You don't do any expedited. You just do the one and that's it.
No, I will accept cards for the regular $20 25-day service and the $75 8-day service or 10-day service. I will accept those. I actually have some in right now for several people and myself included. So I'm happy to do that. If you combine several people's together, the return insurance / shipping from PSA will be split amongst those several people. Therefore, it'll be cheaper for everyone in the end.
Sure.
Now, these are not special rates. They are the going rate. But the benefit to doing this here is not only will I take care of the card for you and clean it and so forth, but I will even, I do all the work. I do all the paperwork for it. So you don't have to do anything but just put it in the mail and then take care of your payment when I ask for it. That's it.
That sounds...
Also with the standard service, the 950 a card with the 45-day business days.
Yes.
A declared value of $250 for a raw.
Yes.
Okay, so if it goes over that, then you got to pay additional.
There might be an upcharge.
There can be an upcharge, but there's a variety of factors that will make it happen. Like, for example, I did bulk for a guy in the group. It's been there a long time. It was a numbered to 5 red
Judge.
Aaron Judge. That's what it was. Aaron Judge Chrome. It was a rookie. Well, that was $1,000 card.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a 9 before. Twice actually, it was a 9. One through Beckett, once through PSA, and I waxed it real good, took good care of it, and sent it in, and it came back a 10. Well, 10 is going to probably be worth more, or right around 1,000 still, at least. You can't really price that. So I didn't get upcharged for that one, and it's all because there were no other cards like it that had been sold on eBay. PSA does what's called auction prices realized.
Okay.
Like, they keep track of auctions of cards that are sold that are PSA graded. But like if guys that are prospects or low numbered stuff, then they don't, even if the card is like a Wander Franco, numbered to 99, that's $700 to a $900 card. That I could still send that in, or at least I could have before, because there were none graded.
Got you. Okay.
But I cannot send stuff that is obvious, like a Mike Trout, like an update.
Yeah, Mike Trout. What do you think? This 52? Come on.
Yeah, I can't do it. If it's obvious, I can't do it. But if it's something obscure like that, I definitely can.
Well, all right. So that's another thing that someone, if they're starting a Facebook group, they could. Well, you would have to get it bigger for the case breaking aspect. So I'm going to take that out of it. But what you can do is try to send cards into PSA, into Beckett, into SGC. That's one avenue. And I definitely can see you make it. I don't know how much money. I don't think you guys are making a fortune off of that. It's more of just getting people. Again, you're trying to create engagement, trying to bring people into the group, trying to build your brand, and that's just one way to get people to be more fanatics to your group. So it's definitely a good strategy.
And I love helping the people.
Our first job is the one we work 40 hours a week plus. Our second job is our families. Our third job is a free gig that we do with our friends and baseball cards.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a full-time job. I like I said, I have 80 people in my group, and it's a lot of work. It's just a lot of stuff to watch out for. There's a couple of questions that people had. What do you think? All right, so I'm in a Facebook group. I join your Facebook group. What is the best way? And I have a bunch of cards. I need to, sell them. What is the best way to sell cards on your Facebook group?
Joe, you want to go?
Either one. Either one of you.
To get the most money, it's more work, but individually. Lining a card, with, say it's a $20 value card on eBay, sold comps, with the shipping and the video tip.
Can you go into what is a video tip? I know what it is, but
the video tip is approved video runners. They pay for a service, whether it be per use or per month. They use a program, random.org, and they're basically charged to use this service. It's a roll of the dice, and then that determines how many rounds the video list is random.
Mm-hmm.
And they do it live via screencast, and it's all legit.
And that's when now when you're talking about lining a card, you're talking about you have a $20 card, and you say, all right, I'm gonna sell 10 spots at $2.
Yeah, and then maybe you'd include a little bit more just to cover the shipping cost.
Correct.
The amount of tip you're going to send the video person. So you might do 10 at $2.50 to make it 25 total. Send the video runner the $3 and then $3 to ship, or $2.70 or whatever it is. That way you still get your full $20 worth of the card that you sell.
So you would suggest lining it as opposed to just listing one card at a time, or?
Personally, yes, because you're more likely to find 10 people that are willing to spend $2.50 at a chance at that card than one person to spend $25 at that card, or even $20.
Makes sense. I dabbled in selling cards on Facebook groups, and I didn't do too well, but that was in the beginning. So
I was just throwing stuff out there, and the pricing and everything was. I don't know if I was too good with pricing either. So
Yeah, no.
lining cards, and that's another
Also,
thing. I see a lot of people commenting on a price of a card, which I don't know why, but
oh yeah. If you don't like the price of a card, keep scrolling. That's in our rules. Our very
that's
few
one thing I do know.
rules. Also with the whole lining cards and razzing or whatever you want to call it, be careful and be responsible. Don't gamble too much if you can't afford it.
That's definitely a problem, especially when people are starting back into collecting, because they didn't have this when I, back in our day.
My hand is raised right now.
Yeah, it's a I definitely, and especially I know I did a case break, and it was the first time I won. The first set was a Bauman Tech, and I got a Gleyber Torres auto to 25.
Nice.
I've been chasing that card since. I've never gotten a card as nice as that, and it becomes, you're just like, well, I got it now. I'm gonna get it every single time. It's just it just doesn't happen.
Yep.
So I also see fire sales. Can you explain that to me? Do you think that also is a good way to get rid of your cards?
Yes.
It's a good way to get rid of cards, but for cheap prices. A fire sale is basically a clearance.
Mm-hmm.
Get rid of your stuff. Combined
Like a
shipping.
thrift shop.
Yeah, exactly. It's the goodwill of baseball cards.
But you can find some really, really good stuff for really cheap in sometimes.
Definitely.
Yeah, I bought a ton of stuff in fire sales, but I also, again, when you're learning, you just see things, and sometimes you got to go so quick because people just buy, sold. People are very, very fast on it. And you guys typically, what would you say? How many cards you should have in a fire sale?
At least a couple hundred.
Couple hundred.
Yeah, unless like you're doing like a specialized one, so you're doing like an all autograph fire sale, or you're doing an all memorabilia or numbered card fire sale, that type thing. Like, obviously, you're probably not going to have a few hundred of those for the most part, but most definitely, I think a lot will net you more, of course. And there's all kinds of ways to post it and to go through with it. But I've only done one fire sale. I think, no, actually, scratch that, I've done 2 fire sales since I've been in Facebook groups and since this group has been around for the last 2 years. And they were successful, but it's a lot of work, though.
Definitely a ton of work. So it seems the question that I was getting mostly is how to sell cards on Facebook, which you basically told me. I think the best way is to line a card because of how cheap it'll be for people to have a chance at a card. And if you want to get rid of if you want to get good deals on cheaper cards, you head over to fire sales and you try to get them there.
Another popular one is to open a box. So let's say you went to the store or whatever, and you take a picture of the box, and you say, "Hey, just pick this up," or mail day or whatever, and you get people watching. You'll have a bunch of W's being dropped for watching, and then you post pictures of what you consider to be the best stuff, and you'll have people sometimes just it's almost like a fire sale. How much for this? How much for that? That's one good way to get rid of stuff, especially new stuff. A lot of times you can make back half your money or most of your money back on whatever it is, unless you got something really good.
That sounds good. All right, so I've seen that, but I've never done that before, but it works. I definitely forgot about that though, because now that you say it, now I know. I go, yeah, people do that. I didn't realize. I thought it was just them. Just, hey, look, I just opened up a box of cards, but but it seems like it's working for them.
There's a couple of reasons for doing it. It's to just show off and so forth, so on. But also, if your intentions is to not keep everything, that's a really good way to do it sometimes.
All right, now I'm going to get to some of the negative aspects. Well, I'm going to ask you, what do you think is the biggest negative or problems you see with having a Facebook group?
Well, there's several. One of them is just plain simple, people who are just jerks. You got these guys that are behind a computer who just want to mouth off at anything or want to say nasty, mean things to people and everything. And that's something we don't usually tolerate too well. Occasionally if someone's just angry, some people, you just get angry sometimes. You say things you don't mean, and we'll say something to them and they'll usually calm down. But there's just some guys, even girls too, but they're just jerks and so forth. So they're not welcome. Another thing is, we'll touch back on this, is the scamming, the people trying to constantly scam people in this hobby. And I'm sure it happens in all kinds, almost probably everything that deals in money at all. But just like in the late 80s and early 90s and all, people are constantly trying to find a way to make a buck off of this stuff, even if it means stealing. And no matter how many times you tell people you need to do goods and services, they just pay friends and family. And then it can be very difficult to get your money back. Those are probably the two biggest negatives that we have. That one can definitely be tough. It doesn't happen real often to us, but when it does, it can be bad. We've had a few cases before.
It's a lot of work and very time consuming at times.
Mm-hmm. Very.
Another big thing is people excuse me, people just going on posts and just talking crap, trolling.
Yes.
Posts, what we call it, is what it's called, really. People have nothing better to do sometimes than just go on posts and start crap.
Yeah.
And that's not tolerated here.
No.
Yeah.
And
I think that is with anything.
I'm used to it.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I said one of the things I hate the most is new members, like brand new, been there a day or two, a week, whatever, who just immediately just come in. And even picking fights with some of the guys that we call vets, guys that's been there since basically day one. That is one of the things that irks me the most.
Yeah. Yeah. You get into a group and they're just going, all right, you're gonna pick on the toughest guy. For what reason? I don't know. You're just slinging baseball cards.
Exactly.
So, but I see it. I see it in your group. Not too much. I shouldn't say. You see it every once in a while, and it may not be your group because I'm in part of a bunch of groups. When you start getting into this, I just went to every single group and tried to see what's happening, what's going on, and I tend to go to your group just because of the engagement. There's really nothing else like that. People just constantly talking at all hours of the night on this group.
Yeah.
Now, all night. Where do you see the Facebook group? Do you see any not problems, but where do you see Facebook groups in the future? Do you see this? Do you see yourself building? Do you see yourself maybe trying different stuff outside of a Facebook group? Or,
Chris and I have talked about this. Is eventually we would like to get some big brand name to sponsor us. Whether it be PSA or Nike or any X big name, and sponsor us, and we will promote them. This could potentially be huge.
Yeah,
for anybody involved.
For sure. You have 15,000 people that are all about baseball and baseball cards. And when you build a brand, and it's important to build a brand, you have to build trust. That's what
Yeah.
I've always.
Yes,
tried
trust
to
is the
tell
biggest
people.
thing. If you don't have that, you've got nothing.
Yeah, definitely. And also on Sundays, we allow all sports to be posted. You have football, basketball, hell, garbage pail kids,
Yeah,
whatever you
whatever.
want.
All collectibles.
Would you ever create a different group for?
We have one.
We have one. It's hasn't been very successful. I haven't looked at it personally in probably 6 months.
It didn't take off the same way. Especially like the people in the football card world, they're a little different in a lot of cases than the ones in the baseball card world. Not saying that some of them don't collect some of each, because they absolutely do, but they interact differently, it seems. And that other group, it didn't really pick up. We tried. I made some changes to it about a year ago, and it picked up some steam and so forth. But then it kind of just fizzled out. People still join it, people still use it, but it's just not what we wanted it to be. And we also have a set builders group. It's small, and it's supposed to be small. People don't really build sets much anymore, and there were some guys that requested it and all, and we went ahead and made it. It's a few hundred people. It's nice. It's peaceful. If you have some cards you're looking for 1980 tops or something like that, post it, and you'll get guys in there who will message you, telling you, "Hey, this is what I have." So
yeah, that's it's somewhat very similar to the PSA card. If you go over there, and they have all the sets that you can put in, and they have like emails that you can go. And I would do that because at one point when I first started collecting, I was all over the place. So I wanted to collect the 55 top set. And the guy who taught me, who showed me all this stuff, said, "Hey, go to psacard.com, and you'll see all the people that are collecting the 55 tops. Just email them." And so, but they don't email you back too often. That's the problem. So some of them did, but a lot of them didn't. So after a while, I'm less like, forget this. And then when you're starting in baseball, back in baseball cards, you go in 1,000 different directions. So one day I was into vintage, next day I was prospecting, then I was trying to be nostalgic with my cards, and then I got annoyed because they weren't worth anything. So like I would go all over the place. So I think that's something good. That's what a Facebook group is good for, because you got people there that are into a little bit of everything, it seems like.
Absolutely. Most definitely.
Now, where do you see the industry, the baseball card industry? I'm gonna broaden it out a little bit. I know there's been issues. I know PWCC and PSA had their problems with this whole scandal, but outside of that, well, that's not. I guess it's part of it. But where do you see the industry?
It's strong, and it's only going to get stronger, I feel, right now. It's just the sheer amount of money that people spend on these cases and so forth, and breakers are really leading the way. They're the ones that's putting the product out there. They're buying more than pretty much anybody, it seems. And all these new players coming up for the last few years, starting with Steven Strasburg in like 2010, that was just like incredible, seeing his autographed rookie cards going for $7,000. And he's not worth $7,000 now. I guess you never really hear much about him, but going back to 2010, when I started back, I was just amazed by like what this stuff was going for, and it just seemed to grow. And it went Mike Trout and Bryce Harper, and now you got Aaron Judge, Bellinger, Acuna, and then you got Tatis now and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And there's other guys coming up who are going to probably be just as big. Deivi Garcia. Gosh, I can't even think of a lot of their names. I mean, this is.
I know Wander Franco. I know that.
Wander Franco. Yes, that was what I was trying to think of.
Course.
Absolutely, we saw him play in Bowling Green before he got called up.
Yeah, that was cool.
Before he got promoted, that was really neat. And
I got him to say what's up group and took a
Yeah.
snapshot and posted it up.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that was really cool. So these guys that are coming up, they're just fueling it. And prospectors is another huge thing that makes this really, really grow, because there's all these guys that are they're investing in these players' futures. So like all these guys picking up Acuna and everything before, they're banking right now if they're selling. So
Oh,
and same good for Bellinger. I honest to God, I wish I had that Bellinger that I sold for $500. It was not autographed. It was just Bowman from before he was right when he joined the majors. He was still a prospect card. It was numbered to 5. It was red, and I sold it on eBay for $500. And there's a part of me right now that wishes I had that back.
yeah, but you can never. You know how
Yeah,
many
you
prospects
can't
that
regret
haven't made
$500,
it?
Moose.
Oh no, absolutely not. Oh goodness, but you know what I'm saying? It's like right now he has
No,
blown up,
I get it. Yeah.
and all these other players, you know, and the prospectors, they are really seem to be leading the way. They're also what's fueling a lot of the time. They're fueling the breakers, because you see how many prospect series, you know, sets are out now.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot.
So you don't think there's going to be um, I have heard some people say that we may be entering a new junk era, and it's
No.
more junk era of autographs.
You know,
so many different autographs.
there is of sort with a lot of product actually. There are mass produced what am I trying to say? Like
The one to one for everything.
no offense, but like Jack Flaherty autos. There's a bazillion of them. You know, but then there's other products that don't do that. And honestly, I think Upper Deck's going to make a comeback in the next couple years.
Well, they can't do baseball until I think 2025. I might be wrong. I forget.
25. I
I
thought
think
it was earlier than that, but
How come they can't do baseball?
I'd have to look. They can't. The Tops has all the rights to it to MLB.
No, I understand. I know Topps has the license, but like Panini does it. They have the I guess they have the rights, but they can't put the logos on them.
Yes, correct.
So
you know, I don't know. They might. Upper Deck might do it. Eventually, I don't know. They've started sticking with other stuff. Kind of like Panini is more football because Topps lost the right to NFL.
yeah,
So-
no, I saw that. It's like Panini comes out with some good. I read an article about all their issues and problems that Panini has had, but their cards are beautiful. It's just the guys look ridiculous with with the solid blue hat and just because I'm a Yankee fan, so I look at those. So it's a gray shirt and a solid blue hat.
Mhm.
It doesn't even look like a helmet; it looks like a hat sometimes. So I thought they look ridiculous, but their cards, they're like national treasure. I mean, these cards are beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah.
They look great. I wish they just had that damn load. It's like, God damn it. But
And what helps them with the president and all of the company is he's rather interactive. You know, Panini and all they handle their stuff themselves, and he's in the group too. There's some Tops reps in the group as well. So if people are saying stuff, they see it.
oh, that's good. That is good because it gives them some feedback, and hopefully they don't use it against you if you talk bad about them.
Yeah.
They go, oh yeah, oh you want your redemption card? Here you go.
yeah.
But as far as junk era goes, you know, when you talk about like base cards in general, not all the numbered cards, not all the autos, relics, whatever. If you want to speak of base, like in the old days where there wasn't too many of anything else, but they did. There's not nearly as many made. It's not as mass produced. A lot of the stuff, some of it can be rather limited. So whether you think so or not, it can be rather limited.
Yeah, I don't think we're in a. I think there's certain aspects of the from what I gather, from what I understand since coming back. I can understand how people can say, well, there's so many different autographs out there. And I think it's going to be of the regular players, not the mainstream, the all-stars that people really, someone's always going to collect. If Cody Bellinger keeps doing what he's doing, if it's his 4th, 5th, 6th year, they're still going to collect his autograph. They're still going to want it. There's still going to be a value to that. It's just the regular guys.
Yes, I agree.
Uh-oh. I hear people in the background. You getting yelled at?
Ain't me.
Ain't me. Ain't me. All right. Anything that you guys want to promote?
No, I mean, I guess anything that we could have promoted, we kind of did in a sense. I mean, if people want to check us out, by all means, feel free to message us or whatever. We love talking to our members and dealing with them and helping them, especially people who are new to the hobby. We absolutely welcome you with open arms.
That's awesome. And I just want you basically no paid advertising, no anything to drum up membership?
No.
That's great. That really is good, because I know some people spend a couple of bucks, try to get things going, and the fact that you've grown as big as you have been is great. Baseball card collectors and trade, keeping it the realest. You just search for them on Facebook and they join. I think there's a couple of questions you got to ask, and then you guys will vet them out and accept them or not.
Look for the one that has 15,000 members, because there is a fake one. If you search, there's a fake one with, I don't know, I think 600 members that was created by good old Chuck Sotero to troll us. So the picture at the top will look different since we have a logo.
Mm-hmm.
And everything. We used to not. It was just a photo up there. So now it's an actual logo that was created, for us, and was helped by one of our administrators, Miller. Did a fantastic job on that. And now we have T-shirts. We support a member in the group who does T-shirts for a living. His Anthony Cisneros, I will promote him. He's fantastic. He does T-shirts, and
I agree.
For whatever reason you need a T-shirt for, he can do it for you. And his customer service is top notch. And he approached us when he saw the logo. It wasn't 30 minutes into us showing the logo, and he messaged me asking me if he could do shirts for us, that he thinks it would benefit everybody. And I love that we're helping a long-time great member of the group by purchasing T-shirts from him, and then us, allowing members to buy them who want to.
Awesome stuff, guys. Thank you very much for doing the podcast. I really do appreciate it. Again, baseball card collectors and trade, keeping it the realest. The one that has 15,000 members, not the one that has a couple hundred. Don't be those guys. All right, guys. Thank you very much.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You have a wonderful night.
I have to say my how I end everything. Buy some cards and go broke, people. Later.
All right, buddy. Thank you, man.
Thank you.